Beethoven was born in Bonn, a city in the German state of North Rhine-Westphalia, with more than 2,000 years of history and tradition, and died in Vienna, the capital of Austria and city of music. Beethoven, also known as the Saint of Music, is known for having had an unhappy childhood. At that time, Europe was cheering for the Austrian genius musician Mozart, who was known as the prodigy of music.
Beethoven's father, Johann van Beethoven, wanted Beethoven to make a lot of money by becoming a musician as famous as Mozart. So, Beethoven's father made the 8-year-old Beethoven debut as a 6-year-old to rival Mozart's debut at the age of 6. Johann, Beethoven's first music teacher, was originally a vocalist. But he was also a drinker and had ruined his career as a musician due to alcoholism.
Katie, do artists like alcohol and drugs?
Yes, they do, Tony. In particular, people who perform popular jazz and contemporary music smoke a lot of cannabis, Tony.
Can cannabis help them in creative arts, Katie?
Yes, of course, Tony. They say it helps a lot.
That's why a lot of musicians smoke marijuana, right, Katie?
That's right. I think so, Tony.
Beethoven's strict father discovered his son's talent when he was very young. At the age of 4, Beethoven intensively practiced 2 instruments, the piano and the violin, for more than 8 hours every day. However, the reason his debut was not so successful was that Beethoven had to practice under the pressure of his father's verbal abuse and violence until he became a disciple of composer and conductor Christian Gustav Kniep at the age of 11. These days in Korean and Chinese communities in the United States, it is said that fanatical mothers strictly push their children to practice and enter famous music schools. These strict fanatical moms are called tiger moms. Beethoven's father enforced music practice as strictly as military training. He was a tiger daddy in today's terms.
Later, Beethoven rose to the position of organist in the court church and vice conductor, and viola player of the court symphony, which he saw in the teachings of Kniep. It is said that Beethoven traveled to Vienna in 1787 before he was 17 years old, where he met Mozart, who was an idol and a role model.
His relationship with Mozart continued when Beethoven left for Vienna in 1792 after his father's death, and became a disciple of Haydn, who was also Mozart's teacher. Haydn is called the father of symphonies and is famous for his compositions, such as the Surprise Symphony, Farewell Symphony, and The Emperor.
Immortal Beloved, a film about the life of Beethoven, starred Gary Oldman. The motivation for this film was that after Beethoven's death, Anton Schindler, Beethoven's pupil and secretary, found 3 love letters.
These 3 letters became known to the world, and a drama was written centered on the woman Beethoven loved all his life. Beethoven lived his life as a bachelor without ever getting married, only feeling unrequited love that he could not fulfill until his death at the age of 57.
Since only the nickname Unstablished Lived, Immortal Beloved Woman is written in the three love letters, there are still different opinions about who the main subject of this letter is. There were Beethoven's first love, Elena von Browning, and piano student Giulietta Guicciardi, Therese van Brunswick, and Josephine Dime, who were sisters. And Beethoven had heartbreaking love affairs with women of different status than his, such as Teresa Malfatti, the niece of Beethoven's doctor, and Anthony Brentano, the daughter of Queen Maria Theresa's secretary and wife of a wealthy man. Among them is Giulietta, to whom Beethoven dedicated his piano sonata Moonlight, famous for its beautiful melody, and Josephine Dime, who he referred to as my only person. And there was Therese Malfatti, who boasted of beauty presumed to be the main subject of the eponymous song for Elysée.
And Anthony Brentano, who is presumed to be the main subject of the song. To Lovers Far Away is known as a strong candidate for Immortal Beloved. In particular, for Alice came into being because Theresy was read as Alice, because of Beethoven's terrible handwriting, and the title was changed randomly.
In the movie Immortal Beloved, Anthony Brentano was shown as an immortal lover. However, since the letter did not include the year and only the date, it is not yet clear who Beethoven's lover was. In 1796, Beethoven, at the young age of 26, first became hearing impaired.
He continued his active musical career in excruciating pain for 12 years, but eventually lost his hearing completely around 1818.
In 1802, on the advice of a doctor, Beethoven stayed in the small town of Heiligenstadt near Vienna to adjust to his hearing loss and recover his health. Emma?
Yes, Tony. Here Beethoven wrote his famous The Will of Heiligenstadt. The Will of Heiligenstadt is not the kind of will that we are familiar with, but a letter written to his younger brothers, Karl and Johann, that contained Beethoven's musical passion and will to live. Tony, next.
Beethoven was active as a pianist until his concerts in 1811 were ruined, as in the message of this suicide note, which contains his determination to continue to work even though he was deaf. Katie?
Okay, Tony. And until the day he died, he did not lose his will to put his hand on a blank sheet of music paper, or his passion as a musician, constantly composing many works.
The cause of his hearing loss is unknown, but various possibilities have been suggested, including mercury poisoning, typhus, and syphilis, or sexually transmitted disease inherited from his mother.
However, an analysis of Beethoven's hair revealed that his hearing loss was due to lead poisoning at the time. At that time, people enjoyed eating freshwater fish caught in the Danube River, polluted by the Industrial Revolution.
The social environment in which lead was used in numerous everyday items gave Beethoven lead poisoning. In particular, Beethoven's body, which played and composed a glass harmonica made of lead glass, was filled with lead.
Lead poisoning was also associated with Beethoven's death. Beethoven suffered from syphilis all his life, took mercury, which was then used to treat syphilis, and became addicted to it. After Beethoven's death, an autopsy revealed liver cirrhosis, so there were several theories about his death.
However, now it is a widely accepted theory that he suffered from liver cirrhosis during his life and gradually declined towards death. Beethoven was a musician who was active in the period of transition from classical music to romantic music, and he was a great inspiration to later musicians.
Later musicians such as Czerny, Schumann, Schubert, Brahms, Mendelssohn, and Wagner were inspired by Beethoven. His music has been used as the background music for various commercials, including the movies Immortal Beloved, Howard's End, and Saturday Night Fever.
Another film about Beethoven's biography was the 2006 film Carping Beethoven starring Ed Harris, and Symphony No. 7 in A minor, Op. 92, which appeared in the British movie The King's Speech. Symphony No. 9 in D minor, Op. 125, choral is well known from the movie Dead Poets Society, and the soloist, and is also used as the melody of a hymn.
There are also Piano Sonata number 15 Manchin Op. 27 number 2 in C sharp minor, which appeared in the movies Total Recall, Our Happy Hour, and the horror film The Phone. Beethoven's masterpieces have appeared in numerous media.
Beethoven left the world over 400 great pieces of music that seemed to reflect his life. And he died at the age of 57, very young and at the peak of his career.
Beethoven showed his indomitable will despite his physical disability, and through his works, he was able to feel his passion for creative activities and overcoming difficulties and adversity. Thank you for watching the video, Beethoven provided by History and Current Events. Helena, Leah, Katie, Emma, and Tony have contributed so far as narrators. Thank you.